Drugs violence erupts in Mexico after killing of drug cartel kingpin El Mencho. Violence erupts in several states after Nemesio Ruben Oseguera Cervantes, one of the most powerful cartel leaders, is killed in military operation. Burnt vehicles line highway near Mexican World Cup Stadium. Mexican security forces have killed a drug lord who led one of the most powerful criminal organizations in the country, triggering a wave of violence in several areas, including the western state of Jalisco. The Mexican Secretariat of National Defense said Nemesio Ruben Oseguera Cervantes, also known as El Mencho, was wounded in a clash with soldiers in the town of Tapalpa, in Jalisco State, on Sunday and died while being flown to Mexico City. Recommended stories list of 3 items. List 1 of 3 U.S. military says it attacked vessel in Pacific Ocean, killing 3 people. List 2 of 3 world reacts as U.S. top court limits. Trump's tariff powers list 3 of 3 Trump tariff chaos. What does 15% levy mean for trade deals the U.S. signed? End of list. He had a $15 million bounty on his head from the United States. The Mexican operation set off a wave of violence, with gunmen torching cars and blocking highways in more than half a dozen states, including Jalisco, Colima, Michoacan, Nayarit, Guanajuato, and Tamaulipas. Jalisco's capital, Guadalajara, which will host several matches in the upcoming FIFA World Cup, was turned into a ghost town on Sunday night as civilians hunkered down. Videos circulating on social media showed people sprinting through the Guadalajara airport in panic and smoke billowing over the tourist city of Puerto Vallarta. Jalisco Governor Pablo Lemus told residents to stay home and suspended public transportation. School was canceled on Monday in several states. Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum praised the country's security forces in a post on X and called for calm. "There is absolute coordination with the governments of all states," she wrote. "In the vast majority of the national territory, activities are proceeding." Former England U-19 captain Azim Rafiq slams exclusion of Pakistan cricketers from the 100 show. More videos. Great development for Mexico. Oseguera, 59, is one of the biggest Mexican drug lords to be taken down since the capture of the founders of the Sinaloa cartel, Joaquin El Chapo Guzman and Ismael Zambada, who are now both in U.S. custody. Advertisement: the Mexican Defense Secretariat said Sunday's raid was carried out with complimentary information from U.S. authorities. It said 4 members of Oseguera's Jalisco New Generation Cartel, CJNG, were killed in the raid, while 2 others died during their transfer to Mexico City. Get instant alerts and updates based on your interests. Be the first to know when big stories happen. Yes, keep me updated. 2 more were arrested and armored vehicles, rocket launchers, and other arms were seized, it said. 3 members of the armed forces were wounded and are receiving medical treatment, it added. U.S. Deputy Secretary of State Christopher Landau welcomed the operation and called Oseguera one of the bloodiest and most ruthless drug kingpins. "This is a great development for Mexico, the U.S., Latin America, and the world," he added. The U.S. State Department warned Americans in the states of Jalisco, Tamaulipas, Michoacan, Guerrero, and Nuevo León to remain in safe places due to the ongoing security operations. Canada also issued a travel warning for some areas, citing shootouts with security forces and explosions in Jalisco, Guerrero, and Michoacan. It warned its citizens in Puerto Vallarta to shelter in place and keep a low profile in Jalisco. Air Canada announced it was suspending flights to Puerto Vallarta due to an ongoing security situation and advised customers not to go to their airport. United Airlines and American Airlines also said they have canceled flights to Puerto Vallarta and Guadalajara. El Mencho and CJNG, the military operation against Oseguera, follows a pressure campaign from the administration of U.S. President Donald Trump on Sheinbaum's government to ramp up its crackdown on drug trafficking, including threats to intervene directly in Mexico. Oseguera, a former police officer and avocado farmer, co-founded the CJNG around 2007 and built it into what the FBI considers Mexico's most powerful trafficking organization, responsible for the bulk of cocaine, heroin, methamphetamine, and fentanyl entering the U.S. He cultivated an air of mystery throughout the country, keeping such a low profile that all known photographs of him were decades old. A damaged truck stands across part of a major highway in Guadalajara on February 22, 2026. Reporter John Holman, reporting from Mexico City, said Oseguera was the undisputed head of the CJNG and the most powerful Mexican drug trafficking figure that was free in the country.
So everybody is being told to leave the area right now here on the beach. The tiki bar is being cleared out. All of these things are being cleared out. It's being